turn my tunes on. And we're back. Welcome. Oh, you know what time of year it is? It's time for We're back. Welcome. It's time for
That was creepy.
That was kind of creepy. It's time for my favorite Alec Baldwin, Molly Shannon. I can't remember the other girl's name. Skit.
Oh, sweaty balls. Yeah.
Sweaty balls. Yes.
Dip them.
Tell her I like to dip them.
Salty, sweaty balls.
Oh, this one's got a little tang to it. All right, just fire it up, A-Rock. Let's get this show on the road. We got worlds to build.
Brings him.
Welcome to the show, folks. Jason Bible, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Rob has been running around the office for like a year now. And this is going to be our focus in 2021 for the folks in our mastermind, anybody that joins us. And the motto is, it's 10 houses stupid.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar with the snow clone, it came from James Carville.
Mm-hmm.
It's the economy stupid, the 1992 election campaign of Bill Clinton. And Clinton won that election for a couple of reasons. One is Bush raised taxes, and he did the whole read my lips, no new taxes nonsense. Mm-hmm. So the Republicans were like, we're done with this dude.
Yeah.
The economy was not doing great. And so one of the three tenets of the election campaign was, it's the economy stupid. And I went back and read this. I sent an email out yesterday if you guys are on our email list. If you're not, go to mrtxre.com and you can sign up there. I'm just going to warn you, I send out a lot of emails, and it's going to be all over the place, just like this radio show. Could be talking about cars, but I always add at the end, sign up for our mastermind or go to our Patreon or whatever.
Sure.
So I got a sales pitch at the end because I got your attention. Anyway, so James Carville came up with three mottos for the campaign. They were never intended to be a public announcement, right? But campaign staffers, and I think Clinton actually said it in one of the debates, if I'm not mistaken.
60 Minutes caught the motto on a whiteboard or something like that and asked about it, and that's how it came out.
Yeah, and he said,
like that.
It's the economy stupid, meaning you have a real hard time being reelected if the economy's not doing well.
Yeah, they were trying to. The Clinton they were worried about the war. I mean, Bush had basically run a very successful campaign in Iraq, and they're like, do we talk about the war and we shouldn't have went there? And it's like, and Carville just said, no, it's the economy stupid.
It's the economy stupid, right? Yeah. Which, I mean, if we were to go back to this most recent re-election, if there was no coronavirus, it would have been a bloodbath. Trump would have absolutely annihilated Biden. I mean, I would love to see somebody who could debate differently, but I really don't see that being the case. But in any case, so it's 10 houses stupid. That was the title of the email. Wrote an email out, sent it out yesterday. Only one person has caught my math mistake, by the way.
Okay.
Only one person has emailed me about it, so maybe other people have caught it. But I was just writing it so fast that my addition and multiplication got a little goofed up. But the numbers are still phenomenal. So with that being said, it's 10 houses.
That's it.
That's all you got. If you want to be a millionaire in real estate, 10 houses done. You'll be a millionaire. Just wait 3 to 5 years.
All right. And the point is, then you can go do anything you want.
Exactly.
Because we have folks on our mastermind bringing us like, hey, I'm going to do college housing and here and there. And I'm like, do you have your 10 houses yet? No. Okay, so what are we doing this for?
Let's get you 10 houses first.
Let's get 10 houses first.
Oh, but JC, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this in real estate. I'm going to do lease options and, deeds of trust that I'm going to put into a land trust, and then I'm going to stand on my head, sub 2, whatever. And I'm like, look, man, I've been in real estate for 7 years now, going on 8, over 1,000 deals. It's got to be 2,000 or 3,000 transactions at this point. I don't even understand the vocabulary you're using. Do you have your 10 houses yet?
Do you have your 10 houses yet? No.
No. Okay. Well,
what are we talking about?
Yeah, so our theme for 2021 is going to be 10 houses.
Yep, let's get 10 houses. Let's start there.
Let's start at 10 houses.
I really like self-storage, man. Self-storage doesn't have tenants, termites, or toilets. Oh, you have that now? You have that problem? You have your, 20, 30 houses? No, I'm just saying I'm going to go to self-storage over single family.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, okay. Well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, in commercial real estate, there's a lot of stuff you don't have to deal with that you have to deal with in residential. I mean, if you got an office building, you do this, you do that. And you got your 10 houses yet?
All right.
You got your 10 houses?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. Oh, you don't.
I want to go do an RV park.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Do you have your 10 houses yet?
No.
No.
So one of the reasons you want your 10 houses is you can get traditional mortgages that are 30 years for like nothing.
Yep.
And there's no other product out there until you get into certain types of commercial assets, which you're not going to get the first couple of go-arounds anyways. But it's just the money is so cheap and it's so easy to get.
Massively cheap. Mm-hmm.
So go get your 10 houses and then move on to the next thing.
And there's a strategy we implement for the mastermind folks and how you can basically create cash off of existing houses and free up cash, free up resources so you can go buy more and get 10 as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. For some people, that's 5 years or 7 years.
Yeah.
It's totally okay.
It's fine.
That's why we say in our mastermind, it's, after the 4th year, it's free. We want you to stay in. You may not be done.
Yeah, that's okay.
We're just not going to charge you anymore, right?
Right.
Just stick around. You're going to have 4 years of experience. We'd like you to share with the group.
I was just thinking we ought to change that. Sign up for your 3rd year, and you're a lifetime member, or like lifetime, or you're an alumni status, or something like that, right? Because we think after your, let's be honest, if you haven't started, if you've been with us for 3 years and you haven't been buying some houses, like it ain't us, man. It's truth be told, if you haven't, now some folks in our mastermind, I think we have 2 right now that have not bought a house.
Yep.
Because they're rebalancing. They own stuff. They're just rebalancing portfolios.
Came in last week.
Yeah, totally brand new. That's totally understandable.
Yep.
But if you're like in year 2 and didn't come in with like credit issues or something like that, and you haven't bought any houses, it ain't us, buddy.
Yeah.
And it ain't the mastermind. It is you. It's like if you do this, if you're in our mastermind long enough, someone will give you a house just to put you out of your misery. Mm-hmm. Like, look, dude, I'm not buying this one. Look, it's a great deal. Here, just take it.
Yes.
Because I don't want you to show up to our next mastermind meeting and you don't have at least one house, right? Just take it.
Yeah. And so, again, from you laid out the equity, $1 million in equity in there, and that's absolutely 100% the goal, right? Mm-hmm. To be, again, our goal when we started this thing was to create 250 real estate millionaires.
Yeah.
Right. By the time we're done, 250 real estate millionaires, we probably have 30 in the bag right now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
At the end of this year, probably close to 60, 70. Mm-hmm. We'll just keep going. But that's the key for you is what you just said. Our strategy of buy 10 properties, whether they're 20 doors or 30 doors or just 10 doors, and sell half and pay off the other half is brilliant. Again, it's nothing new. We didn't come up with this stuff. It's just really laid out there, tried and true. And what we're trying to do in our mastermind, and we're trying to do on our radio show and in all our marketing, is to pull people back from the ledge of crazy town.
Yeah.
Of just real estate craziness, to say, no, come back here.
Yes.
You're a doctor. You're an anesthesiologist. You do not need to learn about door knocking.
You don't need to learn about wholesaling. You got too much other stuff going on.
Here's what we're going to do.
If your household makes over $100,000 a year, you don't need to learn how to wholesale.
Right.
Or flip houses. You're wasting your time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the reason, now a lot of people tell me like, oh, well, Jason, I got to have the capital to go do a rental property. I'm like, no. If you're making over $100,000 a year and you're here in Texas, no amount of wholesaling and flipping is going to fix that problem. You have a expense problem. Like, let's get that figured out.
Yes.
And then let's get you a couple rental properties. Stop screwing. It's amazing. Well, I need to do this because I lack self-discipline in other places. Mm-hmm. It's like, come on, man. That's not the problem.
And I think what it's nice we're seeing now is some pretty big-time brokers coming in and wanting to have conversations about, hey, I have 2 or 3. What's this all about? What am I missing? And we kind of explain what they're missing. And it's like, oh, wow. It's like, yeah, you've got to get out of the churn.
That's right.
Your business is churn. What you really want to do is have that passive mailbox money.
Well, and I'll tell you, you and I have talked about this covertly, but maybe we should just start bringing it up. There are a lot of wholesale and flipping companies in this town that if they haven't filed for bankruptcy yet, they're out of this business.
They're pretty much done, yeah.
And I think back to all those houses that they've bought and wholesaled over the years, and it's like, if you just had your 10 rentals, if you just had 15 rentals, 20 rental properties, and some of these guys have made enough money where they'd have 10 or 15 or 20 free and clear.
Yep.
$2 million in real estate, $4 million in real estate free and clear, and you're doing okay. But they get whipped up on the churn, right? It's like the next big deal, so I can post on Facebook and brag to everybody at the real estate club.
Yeah, it does nothing for wealth.
Well, guess what? Nobody cares what you're doing on Facebook, and there's no more real estate clubs meeting anymore. So don't you wish you had those 10 or 20 free and clear rentals these days?
We're going to keep talking about this when we come back from the break. This is Robert and Jason with Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
This is highly frustrating. Where is it? Okay, Marketplace?
What's up, Byron? We'll see you there.
Oh.
Yeah, I grew up with that thing, man. I grew up with that.
I think they're great.
How much is that one?
They want 14. I was trying to 1400, but I was trying to figure out, okay, well, what are these? Because I've heard of Magnavox and a couple others. I've never heard of this brand, so I looked it up and I was trying to see. It's a pretty legit, brand. So I'm like, could we? It would be. I'd love to have something like this in the office.
Yeah, A-Rock Mason. Hey guys, Robert here with my partner Jason Bible. This is Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Thank you again for listening. We appreciate you guys tuning in every night. We're talking about our mastermind and our 10-house strategy. If you're interested in learning more about this, just give us a text at 281-401-9008, 281-401-9008, and just text mastermind and we'll start the conversation. You can also go to our website, MRTXRE. MR is in Mr. TX is in Texas, RE is in realestate.com. That's MRTXRE.com, and you'll see a tab for mastermind. Read through it, and just so we're clear, it's there's a cost. There's $10,000 the first year, $7,500 year 2, $5,000 year 3, and $2,500 year 4, and then free thereafter, right? And so that's what we're looking for. Basic requirements, you're going to have to be a somewhat high net worth individual. You're going to have 6 figures income. You're going to need 700 FICO or so, and you're probably you're going to need some cash to deploy. But if you're that, then we can get started. And those are the folks we talk to and the emails we get. It's like, I was at this club and last year and they were trying to get me to do lease options. And I'm like, I don't want to go to San Antonio and do this. This is not what I want to do. I just want to buy rentals in the northwest side of town. It's like, okay, let's go find some rentals at. Yep.
The problem with a lot of these real estate gurus is you got to sell the sexy stuff, right?
Yeah.
How about this? Here's the sexy stuff. Free and clear rentals, so you can do whatever you choose
in your life.
Yeah.
It takes about 5 years for most people, and there's 10 of them. Yep.
There shouldn't be. I like the deal making. I like the marketing. I like raising money. But as far as like the actual real estate itself, it's like, it's kind of cool. Even my personal house, I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. But otherwise, I've only been to Enid twice, right? And that's a beautiful property. It's like 2 minutes. In fact, we walked. That's how we found it. We were walking for dollars one night after dinner.
It's a great deal.
And found this fantastic deal, right? It's a beautiful property, literally walking distance from where I live, and I've not even gone over there to look at it. It's getting rehabbed. It'll be beautiful when it's finished. But I'm like, the point of this whole thing is not to sell you some new sexy way to somehow access a super secret market where you can make money on deals. The real secret is getting these things paid off.
Yeah.
Right? Getting your 10 houses. It's 10 houses stupid. Just get 10 houses.
Get your 10 houses, and when you have 10, we take the next step, which is going to be sell half to pay the other half off. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to have about 8 doors. You're going to be collecting $1,200 a month from those doors. 1,000 of it is going to go in your pocket. Easy peasy.
Yeah, this is not rocket surgery here.
Yeah.
It's just not that difficult.
Again, if you're 45, what does the age 52 look like? You making an extra $8,000 a month and having $1 million in hard assets.
Free and clear. No debt. No leverage.
Yep. The only thing you're paying is your taxes and your property manager.
Within 5 to 7 years, you can be making $10,000 to $20,000 a month with free and clear real estate. And if you've done it right, all your other debts paid off as well.
Yeah.
Like how hard is life making $100,000, $120,000 a year with no debt? Like it's totally achievable. Or you can go to another lease option class or a flipping class or a wholesale class and screw around with that.
Get 100 doors. I'm getting me 100 doors.
100 doors. Yeah. How many
options?
And you stand up and go, all right, how many guys in this room? There's 300 people in here. How many people have got 100 doors or 100 lease options, right? Or 100. It just, the reality is that's not, we've done this long enough and we've networked with tens of thousands of investors at this point. The people that go past 10 doors is extremely small. Like, it is a really small group of people because they end up going after the next shiny object, right? That's the problem.
They lose their 10
we called it, so when I worked with Rob worked with Tom over at RightPath, we called it the schizophrenic investor.
Yep.
Like, they go from this to that to this. Now I see, my favorite is the Bitcoin guys. You were in real estate yesterday, now you're in Bitcoin today. Yep. And then Bitcoin falls apart, and then now you're back in real estate.
Well, day traders, they popped up everywhere. Right?
Yeah.
And they're doing great because the market's up. It's like, is it sustainable? Let's find out.
Well, but the problem is the market doesn't produce cash flow.
Yeah.
There's no depreciation there. You can't use leverage. So what's
taxed.
And it's taxed like regular income. Yeah. It's like, it's incredibly stupid to get into that business. But I'm like, well,
listen.
That means they weren't that successful in real estate.
They weren't successful, period, in life, right? Poor people don't understand that stuff.
That's true.
Right? That's really what it comes down to. And, we're going to have a wholesaler here teach a little wholesaling class once a month in our building, but I don't want to deal with wholesalers.
I want to buy from them, right? But I don't want to deal. I don't want to.
Yeah, they come and go, right? That's
somebody comes into our office and says, "I want to go. I'm in the mastermind. I want to learn how to wholesale." I'm like, "I'm not teaching you how to wholesale."
Right? How many guys went through Fortune Builders, were flippers, full-on flippers, construction crew, all that stuff, and then went into wholesaling, became wholesalers, and are gone?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, but we're holding $25 million worth of assets.
In 18 months.
And we got some legs, right?
Yeah.
And even if it's horrible, you just sell an asset.
Yeah.
It's not as though the stuff isn't selling like lickety split, right?
Why are we the only real estate club that has our own building?
That's another one. I don't know.
We've been doing this this Rob and I's partnership is, when did we really?
2 years, like right now.
Yeah, it's like right now. It's about 2 years old. And I'm like, why are we the only real estate club that has a building? I mean, you're in real estate. Why wouldn't you have a building to just not even, when we looked at this, obviously we wanted to build the real estate center, right?
Yep.
But our primary goal is, I said, I'm tired of paying rent to somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, can we just buy a building for all our people? And hell, I was wandering around upstairs. Ron's down here, right? So we've already had inter-office moving. And I'm like, our offices are almost full and we still have more people to hire.
Yep.
So I'm like, why would we continue to pay rent to somebody else when we could just own our own building?
Right.
It just made sense to me.
Well, I had my neighbor. I told him, "Hey, man, he's going to help us get the liquor license." And I was like, "Hey, you got to come by the building."
Yeah.
And I gave him the address, and he drove by it over the weekend.
Yeah.
He said, "That building's yours?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm one of 4 partners." And he's like, "Wow, I didn't understand." I'm like, "What do you think I came to Texas for?"
Yeah, but he's like, "You've been here 10 minutes, man."
Yeah, most people are like, "Oh, that's your." I'm like, "This was the plan. We're building out our stuff here. We're not going to get to $180 million, running it out off our kitchen table
or out of a hotel room.
Or it's just not going to work." So, we, hey man, I think we've done really good on first phase, right? I mean, we're where we should be. Got a lot of stabilization to do. Get some construction projects to wrap up, which is all good for everyone, and then we can move on. Get on to some bigger projects. I want to do that condo conversion.
Oh, that condo conversion is ridiculous.
I really want to do that one. So
we're gonna make. What is our net? We're gonna make over $1 million on that.
It's like 1.4.
We're gonna make 1.4 million on something that.
It's about 2.8 all in. Let's call it 3, and then we can get out for 4.2. So not only will we make 1.2, but we'll be able to keep 3 units ourselves.
It's gonna be ridiculous,
and
it's the
1.2 in cash and $1 million in assets.
Yeah, so we're gonna make 2.2 million on the whole deal, right? On something that if you drove up to it, you would look at it and go, I don't get it.
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
You're going to pay how much for that? No.
I went to this guru and he said it wouldn't work.
We're going to do owner financing and we got to get them to wrap and do this. And I'm like,
when we rolled up to that spot, I walked up and I'm like, this pool sucks. Like, this doesn't work. Like, the way the guy's doing it right now, he's a good guy, but it's like, man, we got to do this and this and this. And a couple people are with me and we're like, I'm not seeing it. I'm like, that's okay. Just Give it some time. You'll see it.
Yep.
We'll make $2 million on something that you would drive by and think, like, how are they going to do that,
Yeah.
right? Like, it just... Or you could go to another lease option boot camp.
I don't think there are very many boot camps.
Yeah, there's
plenty of underattended webinars you can attend. So this is the stuff we're working on, right? We're like real assets, hard assets, and having that $1 million and getting some cash flow. So this is Robert and Jason. We're with the Texas Real Estate Radio Network, and we'll be back.
Let's go. Crank them out.
Oh, we figured out Patreon. So just go on Zoom and start recording shit.
Oh, and then you just... Okay, I can do
Then
that.
he'll take it and they'll put it up on Patreon.
Okay, I'll crank some stuff out this weekend.
Definitely got a December update.
Okay. Welcome back. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, if you guys don't want to join our mastermind yet, or you're not ready, or you're doing pretty well, but you want our market updates and you want some of my analysis and Robert's excellent courses, if you go to mrtxre.com, we have an education tab. It takes you over to our Patreon page. And I think our most expensive membership is $25 a month. And it gives you access to all that stuff. Plus, we do a monthly Q&A with you guys.
Yep.
$25 a month. If that's too much for you, if you can't squeeze out $25 a month, you probably should not listen to the show.
We had some technical difficulties, but I'm going to go ahead and record the 7-minute job scope.
Oh, that's fun.
Just take you 7 minutes in and out of a house, get your job scope done.
I like it.
Yeah. Someone asked, is the mastermind helpful for those who want to invest outside of Houston? Are we talking about outside of Houston in Texas, or are we talking outside of the great state of Texas? If you can answer that question, I can come back and give you a little more detail.
Or do you live outside the state and you want to invest in Texas? I can tell you it's excellent for that.
Yes. Well, yeah, we've got California folks. Yeah.
Yeah, for you California guys and Jersey and New York guys that listen to the show, like that's why we set up the Texas Real Estate Center and everything else. Yep. In fact, if COVID hadn't hit, Rob and I'd be running our real estate clubs in Southern California, Jersey, New York.
Absolutely.
So for those of you who are out of state who want to invest here, the mastermind is perfect for you guys.
Yeah. So I guess we're asking, are you an out-of-state investor who wants to invest in Texas? Are you a investor who wants to invest outside of Houston but in Texas, or do you want to invest outside of Texas? And I can tell you for the latter, it's not going to be as much value as if you were investing in Houston, Corpus, anywhere in between, Beaumont.
I mean, you could do DFW, San Antonio, and Austin.
Yeah,
I mean, all the same rules apply,
We can do all that, but if we're talking about Wichita, we're talking about Kansas and that stuff, probably not.
No, because somebody's going to have to give me, and I've got, I can do the numbers a little bit here. Got a little bit of research behind it. You're going to have to be very convincing to tell me you need to go and invest in Indianapolis or in Chirac or in, I mean, you're going to have to tell me some really good reasons why you'd want to invest anywhere outside the state of Texas, especially post-corona. In a post-corona world where you can't evict anybody, the state hates business owners, like, you're going to have to give me a really compelling reason. Corona exposed a lot of investors to systemic risk, meaning a risk they can't hedge depending on where they live. Like, I feel horrible for the guys in California that are buying whole people. They are getting crushed. And the guys in New York and Jersey is going to be the same way because they can't evict people. The moratoriums are going to go on forever, and they're just going to get bled dry of cash.
He says, I live in Fort Worth and would like to invest there, or Denver, where I'm from, and would like to move back at some point. So
invest in Fort Worth. Fort Worth is great.
Yeah, absolutely. A little north, like Sherman, these little communities are perfect. And if you hit our criteria, then you should join the mastermind.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I would. I love Fort Worth.
Denver's a tough market.
Denver is like California with no ocean, and it's colder. It just that market has gotten so hot because of the tech sector that's moved in there.
Yep.
It's not.
Yeah, but that's what we're saying. Like, east of Austin is going to be hot too right now. Right?
Oh, East Austin's going to be amazing.
Whole outside of the airport. What's the town that is closest to the Gigafactory?
There's Bastrop, and then there's Bastrop is crazy.
Yep.
But But let me put it to you this way: when someone says, and I'm not picking on this guy in particular, but I hear this a lot.
No, we can pick on him a little bit.
All right, that's fine. I was just trying to be nice today. I'll call it.
It's okay.
I'm trying to, it's Christmas time.
Yeah. I don't want to be on anyone's naughty list.
Yeah, okay, I'm trying to like, last minute cramming.
You'll drop kick him in the throat next week. Right?
Right. So I hear this a lot where somebody says, hey, I'm going to retire, so I want to invest in assets where I'm going to retire. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares? Just pick where you want to live and pick where you're going to invest. It's kind of like saying, well, I'd invest in Apple, but I really like to use Samsung phones. I'm like, what does that have to do with anything, right? Yeah. So invest where your money is treated best. I think that's really the moral of the story here. So
that's an excellent quote.
Yeah. Invest where your money's treated best. And it's not going to get treated best in Denver. Don't get me wrong. I love the city. It's Denver's phenomenal. Great. I love Colorado. Love Utah. But my investment dollars are not going there.
I just found a place for us to look at Snowmass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to fire up Travel Club. We're doing are you here tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm here. I think I'm doing 2 closings tomorrow.
A-Rock, are you here tomorrow? All right.
And it's Christmas Eve, so
we'll get done by 1.
Yeah,
we'll get done by 1. But we'll do We'll for sure do Travel Club tomorrow.
Okay.
So everyone tune in. We'll do a little
Travel Club update.
We'll do a little announcement for everyone to.
I have been itching.
Because we're ready to go. I've started skeleton that little deal.
Yeah, I've been itching for Vegas so bad. I'm like, we gotta get to Vegas. Yep. I haven't driven a Lambo or a Ferrari and Porsche in a good 6-8 months. I'm like, I'm due.
Yep.
I'm due for tearing up some tires on a Lambo. Anyway, so.
That will not be paid out of the Travel Club.
That will not come out of Travel Club.
But we do have to take some expenses to go and look and close some deals.
That's true. And we do need transportation.
Yeah, we're not renting. It's like $7 a day for a Corolla. We're just fine.
It's like $700 for a Lambo.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
So anyway, I think the whole idea of you're gonna end up buying a place in Southern California. I'm gonna end up buying a place in Southern California, but I'm not buying rental properties in SoCal, in San Diego, because you really can't.
Because that's where I want to retire. I'm not going to buy rentals in Orange County, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, actually, the dirty little secret is I'll retire in Texas.
Yes.
I'll be a resident here.
Oh, for sure. This is my home state forever.
Right.
Yep.
But we're going to have Vegas. We're going to have places in Vegas, Miami, maybe Snowmass, Southern California.
Sure.
Maybe somewhere internationally.
Yep.
I'd love to have a place in Mexico. So
I think technically for the IRS, you just have to spend, conservatively 190 days in the state of Texas.
Right.
Yep.
Which is totally doable.
Yeah, for sure.
This time of year.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Now, a little joke is you leave about May, June, and then come back about October.
Yeah. Right. No.
So that's the schedule there.
Yep. So, again, for our mastermind, we're going to be going to do that. We'll be working on the 10 house for most folks. We find some deals for a lot of folks down here in Houston and Corpus. We've got a massive pipeline of people just sending us stuff because they know we work in Corpus, which is really, really nice. And, we'll go through the perks next week. We'll do a little preview, but we've got 3 new perks for the 2021 year.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one of them right now, a little teaser. We have set up a insurance pool for our members. So they'll be able to get discounted insurance. Now, if they've dug deep and they've gone in and they've got, that's all good. But if they're paying retail and just getting quotes from different folks, we'll be able to be very competitive with them and help them cash flow more from their property. So that's one of the 3 things that we're going to be introducing for our mastermind folks in 2021. And, we didn't mention an announcement, but we really do need to, is if you don't sign up by December 31st, you don't get the bonus 90 days. We've all through COVID, we've been telling people, hey, if you're in this year and you stuck with us, we're going to give you an extra 90 days. And we said anyone who joins up by the end of the year is going to get an extra 90 days. So if you're listening, you're thinking about it, now's the time because you're going to get, extra 90 days at $2,500 value, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to get an extra 90 days. So if you sign up December 31st, your renewal wouldn't be through till March 31st, 2022.
That's right.
Yep. So anyway, we appreciate you guys that are ready to come in. That's great. I think it's It's a pretty no-brainer. It's 10 houses stupid. Let's just go get them. And, we still have one in New Jersey, so that counts as our 10, and it's fine. Doesn't all have to be here, but, this is the market that cash flows and appreciates. This is Robert and Jason. This is Mr. Texas Real Estate, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. One more? Yeah, do what you got to do. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Robert here with Mr. Texas Real Estate, my partner, Jason Bible, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Talking about our mastermind, talking about 10 houses, stupid. 10.
Just 10.
Just start there. And I know people want to jump into the true passing. That's great. If you want to be a true passive lender, meaning I have a retirement account or a Roth IRA, and you want to come to us and put your money to work, we'd love to have a conversation with you. In fact, every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we do a quick little 30-minute webinar, and we go through passive investment opportunities. But for the most part, we'd like to see every one of the folks in our mastermind, every family out there that is in a financial position to do so, to go get 10 houses, work towards 10 properties over the next 1, 3, 5, or 7 years, however long it takes. And those 10 don't all have to be single family. They can be duplexes, 3s, and 4s, as long as we're under the 1 to 4 world, where we can get really good government-backed loans at, I think, under 4%, not having to jump into the non-QM world. You stick with that, and you're going to be able to cash flow, appreciate, and then take tax deductions, because most of the people in our mastermind are W-2 income earners.
Yes.
So if you're a W-2 income earner, you're going to be able to take the depreciation off your properties, and you're going to be able to pay less in taxes or get a refund check. And when you do that, then we have freed up more cash to go buy another property.
That's right.
So between the cash flow and that, and we can talk about, hey, do I want to do a HELOC and pull some money out of the houses? Yeah, not year 1. It's going to take year 3. Year 3, everything gets sexy. Now we've got lots of options. Year 1 and 2, we're just buying the properties, doing the right thing, getting the management, getting the transition all set up. So it's absolutely the best way to go about it. And again, who are our mastermind members? Most of them are high net worth individuals, meaning they've got, hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement, and they recognize that, hey, even though I have $400,000 in my 401k and $200,000 over here, and I'm about to pay off my house, when I crunch those numbers on Saturday night, the Saturday Night Investor, glass of wine, and the spreadsheet, right?
What did you call this? This is investing happy. No, what was the term you used to use?
I forget. But these folks are just basically Saturday night investors. Sit down, glass of wine, open up a spreadsheet.
You're 2 glasses of wine in or 3 beers in.
And you're figuring it out, and you're realizing, oh, crap, I'm not going to have enough money to retire.
That's right.
Then it's not going to be enough. That even if I get my 401k to $1 million, it's still going to be rough. It's not going to allow me to have the lifestyle I have now. It's not going to allow me to spoil my grandkids. It's not going to allow me to have a beach house where the family can all meet. None of that stuff is going to be available to you. And so most of the folks in our mastermind are W-2 earners who have come to that epiphany, understood. And they're like, okay, I guess I got to do something. And they look out there, and it's a wasteland for them.
That's right.
And they're wandering, like the lost tribe going through the desert. They come to our tiny little oasis, and they think it's a mirage because it can't be that simple and it can't be that good, right? But it is.
Yep.
And then they sign up, and they start down that, again, 1, 3, 5, 7-year trek to acquiring 10 rental properties. And maybe it's 20 doors, right? And so we can sell half at the end of that journey to pay off the other half and have 5 free and clear, maybe 10 doors, throwing off $1,000 a month. And even if they're only 45, what is $10,000 extra a month do to you at 52?
Yeah.
Right? What does it do at 62? What does it do when you retire? What does 68 look like for you with $10,000 extra? And it's again, there's no secrets. There's no shortcut. We don't have any massive secret software program that only you guys know. You've got to sit down and do the work, and you work alongside people that have the same goals as you, that come across the same problems as you, And so when you have a problem and you announce it into our WhatsApp group, there's buku answers. Like everyone's answer. Hey, oh no, this guy, call this plumber. Oh, he's my guy.
You know what's great is our mastermind group now. There's so many people in
We
them.
don't have to answer anymore.
Like we don't even. And a lot of times they're like, and they'll spend. You can tell some of these guys spend a couple minutes writing a really big response.
Yep.
And now if somebody addresses something directly to us, we're like, okay, hey man, this is what's going on. Or somebody may have a different opinion, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the whole point of having mastermind. You don't want a bunch of people and automatons that are like, yes, no. I mean, so we get some differing opinions in there, which is good. But it's the power of the group. No matter how smart an individual is, they're nowhere near as smart as, 36 families that are in there, right? So it's just, it's a great group, and everybody's just helping each other move up and buy more properties and keep getting rich.
Get their 10 houses.
Get your 10 houses, stupid.
Yep. So that's what we work on. That's what the mastermind is. We meet quarterly in person, and we'll start again probably in April. And then we also do monthly calls. But I think the most valuable thing is the fact that we have a WhatsApp group that is active 5 out of 7 days a week.
Yes.
People asking questions, real questions, not theory, not, hey, I was thinking about doing this.
Or, hey, I was reading on Bigger Pockets. Like, there's none of that because the group...
nonsense.
There's none of that. There's none of this, well, I've been thinking about maybe, but I'm not sure.
Right.
And it's like, hey, so what house are you looking at right now? Yep. Like, what's the asset you're looking at right now? Let's discuss, like, the real, right? Let's get out of fantasy land and talk about the real.
And that's what they need.
Yeah.
Right? That's what they didn't have. They've signed up for, some of them signed up for training before and say, there's nothing here. Spent $1,000 on this DVD collection and there's nothing there. Nothing that applies to what I'm trying to do. It's like, yeah, of course. Totally get it. You basically bought a $1,000 package to get a couple yellow letters. I mean, that's really
at
the end of the day.
You got to start asking the instructor there or the guru that's standing at the front of the room. Hey, do you got your 10 houses? Right. Do you have at least 10 houses?
Right.
And I can tell you what they're going to say. Well, my students and I, blah blah. Blah,
my partners and I.
And my partner. No, you. Do you have 10 houses? Then you get up and leave.
Yeah.
Well, I should log off from the Zoom call because no one's actually meeting in person, right? You and the 6 other people that are on the Zoom call for the special fancy webinar, right? So, yeah, it's being alongside people that are doing every day. And I can tell you, even inside our group, I sit down with different folks and I get reinvigorated, motivated when a couple of guys are like, hey, we're doing this and this, and we found this, we bought these units over here and we found this out. And I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's take that and implement it throughout the group. So, like I said, it's a work group. It's probably the best way to say it. It's a mastermind like you think it is, but it's really a work group.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if you're not doing in that group, you're going to feel really left out. Like, this is a group of doing.
Which is why we ask for our, 6-figure income, 700 FICO, and cash to deploy. Otherwise, you're going to be very, very frustrated. It doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, that's it. Now, we have some people that have that, but they also have some spending problems, right? So, we got to reel that in. But
too many Lambos in our group.
Too many. Too many boats.
One of our investors called, what was it, yesterday? Day before yesterday? We were talking about some deal. Hey, what do you guys want to use? What are you using the money for? It was maybe it was the storage facility or something like that we're raising money for, right? And I said, I don't know, I kind of want a Lambo. And she was like, you're not getting a Lambo. You do not, you of all people do not need a Lambo. Anyways, this is a little side joke because all the gurus have Lambos and everything else.
Well, they pose in front of them, right?
That's true, yeah.
I mean, Uncle Grant for sure has a private jet.
Yeah, he's legit. We know G pretty well.
He's legit. Yep.
Yeah, he's a legit guy. So, but
I don't like his returns, but he's definitely legit.
Well, right? A lot of people don't recognize G's been doing this for 30 years.
For sure.
At least 30.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's 60 something. Like, people think, oh yeah, Uncle Grant just like started 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Whatever. No. You're seeing that. I don't know which jet he has, but you're seeing his G6, right. And that's 30 years of real estate and sales experience.
Absolutely.
I'm like, ain't gonna be you overnight. That's just kind of how life works. So
everyone, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you guys hanging around with us this week. Robert and Jason, have a very Merry Christmas. Thanks.